Hello, hello, and more hello. This is JDX211 coming at you with another Horizon Zero Dawn Challenge playthrough, picking right up from where we left off. Ugh. It's time to finish this. Get the Master Override, plug it into Hades, and poof. World saved. At least that's how it's supposed to go, but we both all know that's not how it's going to happen. First we're going to finish this. Search your Master Override, or only able to defeat Hades. Search the ruins for the Master Override. Gotta actually thank Ted for a change. It was his brag. It was his brave idea to make the stupid thing, and now it's gonna save the world. I suppose the only thing I should be grateful of is that technically he's dead. Technically. I don't think so very much, it's a matter of opinion. But he will have ended up saving the world. Again. Asshole. After that, though, we will be going here to explore the cut, this area, face the demonic machines. You'll see. But for right now, it's a bit of a trip to get there. And plenty of scannables along the way.
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Oh.
Logging arrivals.
Wait. That's right, I can't move while I'm doing that. Where?
Logging arrivals. Shan Margot.
Welcome to Frozen Hell. Population
Mind your
10.
footing.
11 counting Gaia.
Don't count your chicken embryos before they're incubated, hon. She's still firing up. Be a while before you eat that omelet.
I'm vegan, Travis. You'd think we'd worked in the same secret base long enough for you to notice.
We weren't scheduled to shack up here for another 3 weeks. You realize I just lost 350 kilos of pre-code smut comics in transit.
Wait, actual physical media?
700 pounds.
Why didn't you have it digitized?
Can't beat the feel of physical media on your fingers. And in here, we ain't gonna be touching a whole lot else. Figured I was gonna pass the time archiving them. What about you?
Me? Work, I guess. My task queue stretches out for like 3 years. There's a lot of sharp edges to round off. After that, I hadn't really thought about it.
Oh, you will. You're what, 30? Reckon you'll be the one turning the lights off at the end. Food for thought, huh, vegan?
This sucks forever.
Nah, not forever. Just the rest of your life.
One thing I did like about Travis, he was like a chilled surfer realist. He did not, well, my controller just vibrated. He was not an asshole about it. Well, no, he could be an asshole about it, but he was somehow charming at the same time. Now, oh jeez. Yeah, how can you not look down, and at the same time, how can you possibly do any of this after looking down? Now, one last thing. Don't think it matters when you do this, but it does matter that you do. Ah, crap. Came up short with that. 'Cause this is finally... You saw it right there, right? This is at last where you find it. The last power cell.
Huh. A 5th power cell. They must fit somewhere.
Let me see. Ah, I guess I never did go to that bunker. Anyway, that should be the last power cell that you need for... Let me see. Should be here. Huh. I guess I never scanned or located the armor inside of it. Oh well, I already have the shield weaver, so I don't need to go back there and get it. And there are plenty of videos where people do. I'll give that to the rest of you. But for right now...
Guess that's my way across.
Whole lot of pissing myself right now.
It's, held like this for 19 years, right?
Most of it.
Don't answer.
Probably closer to 15. Back when everything was still hot, I'm sure there was plenty still falling off it weeks after. But then, you know, ice crept in.
Glad that's over.
Ice crept in and everything else solidified. Okay, so... lots of stuff around here to look at, lots of stuff to scan. Some of it's outright haunting. Whoa! You gotta be careful where you step.
Not this way. Maybe further up the shaft.
Where? Ah!
This must have been where they lived. What's left of it. Once this was all enclosed by rock and metal.
15. Some of these I should mention are downright haunting. Let me see.
Record. I just woke up. I see the numbers, but can't make out the time. I was dreaming of... I was giving a lecture in Q Hall. Maybe it was something more shamanistic. I don't know. An audience of shadowy faces under a blank open sky. I told them the world ended with a bang. A plague of robots. The last humans. We went out, not with a whimper, but a whisper. You know, in caves, ending like we started, huddled around a flickering glow. The heads of state, the Fortune 5s, the leaders, and lottery winners, and life cults, all of them buried in their little shelters. Some believing they'll live it out some way, somehow, or Elysium, or us here at Gaia Prime, no different. A multitude of tiny societies taking hold, flaring, dying. Some will be beautiful, some horrific, and none of them matter. Short-term civilizations. One last gasp before the long-held breath. Before I wake up, I know the audience is gone. I'm talking to myself, to a quiet planet, a barren sphere. Just Gaia and her long, long dreaming. I hope she won't be lonely.
Like I said, some of these things are seriously like, wow. Gotta make you wonder sometimes. Gotta make you wonder. Who wrote this? And how's it really gonna be for all the rest of us?
Evacuation happened so far.
Let's see. I think I know that one. Not really all that important. But, Alright. pause it here if you want. But we still have a lot of places to go, and this is just, venting his frustrations about the end of the world and what he wishes and what he could have done. I thought it was something else. Unimportant. So, let's see. Certainly not as important as something else I'm gonna find in here. Ah,
Elizabeth's room. I know it. She didn't even get a chance to unpack. These are her journals. Elizabeth's journals. And they're all destroyed?
Scan them. The Focus can rebuild them, but the process is slow. To us, it seems a powerful device, but its engine is tiny and limited.
How slow?
Days, weeks, years. Concern yourself with stopping Hades and extending the future, and you might live long enough to hear them.
these are actually gonna drop a lot of information later on. Gotta make you wonder, these things. The other ones, they survive, but these are the ones you gotta wait on. But they help push the rest of the story on, and provide a few very important and very cry-worthy moments later on. Meantime, let's get moving. And up. And down. Oh boy.
Elizabeth. What is this?
Huh, this is fast. Oh, hold on. I do remember that there is something here I want to get to. You think if they were gonna go through all that trouble to make you get there, they would have put a little bit more in here than just, a single pack. Now we all get to cry together on account of what we are about to hear. Honestly, this is one of those cases where I wish I could have skipped it. But what can you do? So you can't get through any of these doors until can't get through that door until you go through this. One of those situations where it's like you wish it was a cinematic you can cut through after you watched it and cried the first time. Examine the shrine. November 19th, 2064. January, February, March, April, May, June, July 16th. Halloween. Really? But this one, under repair. Why in the world? Huh. Actually made it quite a ways. Here it goes.
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we sent someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So, happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz,
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
that was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Huh. I must not have been able to get that unless I listened to that first. Now my focus would have told me that it was here, but I wouldn't have been able to scan it.
All right.
Alright, so... Oh, that's, You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you an eulogy. Should I express all your... After all, Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything, but they have... Yeah, and whose fault is that, you condescending, egotistical... Pissant motherfucker. Sorry you died, but... Kinda creepy with me. That is one thing. I believe... Let me see. No, it was... This one. This is gonna show us where where her home is. It'll be technically the last cutscene of the movie. Technically, the last cutscene of the show. second to last, maybe. You'll see. Now,
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
You knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
no.
She was.
You think she was better because she was smart. Because she designed Zero Dawn. What made her great was that she was willing to sacrifice herself. For others. For everyone who would come later.
No. She couldn't let her creation fail. You're confusing will for sentimentality.
You're wrong. Remember, she knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel. To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
You're...
And don't forget this. It was that same sense of self-sacrifice that blew herself up and stopped Hades from ending the world 20 years ago. She gambled everything because she had faith in Elizabeth Sobek. Or in the woman of whom would it become. Well, no, not become, but you get what I'm saying. She had faith in Sobek, in the spirit of Elizabeth Sobek, and that is what Aloy is. Someone who sees a problem and doesn't say it's impossible, and the first thing that doesn't come to her mind is it's impossible because of how big it is. No. She sees a problem and figures out first if she can do it herself, and then second, who can help her. She never says she can't do it. She never says it's impossible. She might say she can't do Aloy might say she can't do it herself, but she never says it's impossible. And she very rarely says that she needs help at all. Because she is awesome.
Argument is sound. I'm sorry for your...
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Alright. And that door's opened up. And... core control log. Dr. Russell has been getting... She was managing him, Margot. I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with his hollow girls and Panther pointed cuckoos. What can he do? Pretty sketchy, yeah. Hate to say it, but I think Liz was the one thing holding him together, like... Let me see, where was he? Not Travis Tate, Tom Peach. Travis Tate. Yeah, this guy, he's probably about what... what Farrell was at after Elizabeth. Elizabeth was keeping him from becoming like this guy. Problem was that he also, despite him being considered a businessman, he was actually a pretty smart cookie. So, what can he do? I am sure he will find a way to get everybody over in the end all over again. That's what I think. Now. I wonder how often that does that.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les?
Yeah.
A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a man who's all there. And no, what we're gonna plug into their heads, hopefully, is how you screwed up the world and not to do it again. Of course, he's not gonna be okay with that.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored. You found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Man, I could have made that if I jumped. Whoa.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By subtraction. I can make a better list.
Liz is dead,
A
idiot.
single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Continue.
Because that asshole and that idiot. He tries to bury the truth. He tried to bury his screw up. And now, here we are. Gotta say, sealed in an airtight chamber. You think being sealed in an airtight chamber, they would look a lot better.
When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the alphas were in there.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance?
Oh no.
Alpha personnel. Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say. This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted. We've talked about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
It doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone, all of it, every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture.
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence, innocents have to die.
Emergency alert. Venting atmosphere.
Look at your mess, Ted. Look at what you did. Jeez, I didn't think it was going to happen so fast. I think they skipped a lot of that. If you look, you literally would have seen several of all these bodies here. You would literally have watched them fall down and die. And you just, of course, tuned out and didn't bother to even look. He was the fucking cause of all of this. And what did he do? He decided that these people had to die. He decided he kept on living, and I think he's still alive for that matter. Whoever sent that file that corrupted and freed Hades and the other programs, the other deities, whatever you want to call them, whatever did that. Hephaestus, Minerva, all of them, Artemis, all of the ones that, all those other subordinate functions. Somebody would have needed two key things to do that. First, they would have needed to know that Gaia existed at all. Gaia was built like literally 1300 years ago. And he killed every other person who should have known about Gaia. Everybody here who was working on it. So he was literally the last living thing before this whole world started that knew that Gaia existed And then you would have needed to write the program necessary to create the virus that freed Hades and all the rest of them. So yeah, I think he digitized his brain, and now he is trying to become Gaia. I don't know what these red storms are going to be in the Forbidden West, but I think I know who caused them. He tried using machines and human arrogance, ignorance, and stupidity and gullibility to end the world. So now he's going to try to use the world to literally kill us all again. After all, every mass extinction event in the past has been because of a major cataclysmic climate event. The Great Dying? Scientists believe we were hit by a quasar, a literal Death Star beam that basically evaporated every drop of water on the planet and literally starved the world. Killed like 95% of all life on this planet. The Ice Age? Well, the Ice Age. The asteroid that killed the dinosaurs created a nuclear winter, literally decades, where barely enough sun shone through to grow even lichen and moss. All right, let's get this over with.
He killed them all.
Yes.
This is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring.
I believe he did. 20 years ago was... 20 years ago, he woke up after, I'm sure, his periodic naps to see how the world was going. And if mankind can turn towards evil and cruelty again, he was going to push the button and start everything all over again. And that's what he did. He woke up, saw Jiran, saw the Kestrels, saw their arrogance, their cruelty, saw their entitlement and their arrogance, and he decided, yeah, let's not let that get any further along. Bam! And hit the big red button.
Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, like the Alpha.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion, silence. Hope.
Now, you might notice something. In a little while, I'm actually going to get this instead of the spear that you see instead of the spear you sometimes see me using in cutscenes. Make sure you remember this little knob here on the right before the actual shaft and the blade. That little protrusion. Shielded code device warning containing Gaia purge routine. Once activated, this command cannot be reascended. The future, the solution, emergency recording.
Master Override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do
So's
is
a bullet.
kill Hades with it.
Yeah, so small. So's a bullet. Alright. Stop tracking, huh? Oh. Now I'm gonna tell you, plenty of people have died trying to get this right. I'm gonna try not to as well.
Sound good?
Try not to fall to your death. The Master Override doesn't override gravity.
Okay.
Keep holding, keep holding.
I ain't gonna lie, there's been a few times that I have missed that terribly. Now, I just gotta climb up. Ah, damn it. I can't see a damn thing with this kind of light. Damn it all. Ugh. Oh. When you gotta look for a place where literally birds have shit so much. They left their poop all over the railing. That's how you can tell where you can walk up. Alright. No, those bands cover up my markers. And that's a little too ornate, I'll admit. Oh, shh.
You're here.
For a moment,
What?
our journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the Eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this. When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the Spire. Not Meridian. The Spire. Now why would that be?
The Spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's a code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Pharaoh robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission. To wake the machines, so they can devour the world all over again.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
So the Eclipse... the robots they've resurrected... they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the Spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse. Everything.
I gotta wonder how many people have actually cut through this. You know, like, they just said, shut up and get to the point. Instead of, going... Well, I guess anybody on their second or third playthrough, they would have already heard this.
It's a long story.
Then get started.
It began with a focus. Recovered from an ancient... In my case, the device was heavily damaged. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, that's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something.
A real kindred.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of...
So you thought it was a Titan?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The grave hoard, for it couldn't speak when I found it. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted, but the Spire...
What did it want to know?
Its precise location. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me it bid me to recover and repair more focuses.
Enough to equip us.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no...
And the Shadow Karja?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it
Yeah.
was to you?
Yes.
Religion. Nothing
Overnight,
good
half
comes
the
from it.
tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology. So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the Eclipse was born.
But Hades didn't...
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished... Besides, a thrilling technical challenge. Yes, I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it. I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network.
What made you turn on Hades?
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot with my technology. I questioned...
A little late?
Indeed. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to the next moment. I heard it broadcast my kill order.
So when did I...
When Olin stumbled on you. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades... But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old... Helis moved quickly. I thought you... The more I observed you, the more convinced I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success.
The things you've done, and the
Aloy, I've done all I can. Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
That'll be the easy part.
No problem. Silence! Where will you go?
That's a big pack he has on his he has
Elsewhere.
wrapped around his waist.
And everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
Sometimes... sometimes. Not just sometimes. Alright. Now to wrap this up. Last few things. Buried antagonist in format. Data integrity unknown.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing?
Really?
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
And this one...
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Silence. And you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine?
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundam's reign.
Define Karja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan frame merely houses intellect. Define Karja.
Now that's more like it.
Yeah. And that's it. Let's see. Buried shadow, blah 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 blah. Religious babble, blah blah blah. An army is required. Obey, Meridian is yours. Of our obedience, you can be certain. Yeah. Zealots and desperate fools are so easy. Promise the world, and they will fall on their own knives for you. And like I said, notice and also notice it's not glowing yet. Alright.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
Alright. As they say, that is that. Next time you see me, we'll be climbing the mountain on our way to the frozen wild. And after that's done, then we will start on the real final mission. I believe that means that we've come to 97%. We got a couple things to take care of. Helix, Hades, and of course going to Avad. I believe those of course will probably be each 1% of the match. But until then, like I said, we are going here first. Hop, skip, and a jump actually. But until then, this is JDog X211 signing off.